All right, welcome to part 2 of our setup for the front-end ratio formula part of our spreadsheet in this tab. So now we're going to focus on this part over here. So we'll make all this pretty here in a few minutes, but we need to put needs to be less than, and I'm going to put a colon. There we go. And we'll widen this up a little bit. And I need to make this less than 28%. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put 28. I'm going to model or format this as a percent, and notice it goes to 2800%. Well, that's wrong. It's kind of weird the way it works, because once you put in a number, then you have to go back and change it again. If you put in a number and format it, it goes weird like that. So now if I just go 28, there it is. It's 28.00%. I don't need the double or the 2 decimal places to the 100th of a percent, so I'm going to decrease decimal places to just that. All right, so let's go down here, and I'm going to say front end ratio. I'm going to put it all in capital letters. I'm going to go ahead and center it. And now here I'm going to create a formula. So I'm going to go equals, and then I'm going to say I want my total monthly expenses, which is right here. And I want to divide that, so slash this right here, my annual income. Okay, now you see this is 0.512, so I'm going to format that as a decimal, or excuse me, a percentage, and there you have it. I'm going to knock that down to no decimal places. We're going to go ahead and center it. And then I want to make this really nice and big, so I'm going to bold this guy, and I'm going to bump this up to the font I used was Alpha Slab 1, and I think I bumped this up to like 16 font or even 18 font. Click 18, enter, there you go, something like that. All right, so now I've got some numbers to look at. So we'll just make this pretty here. I think I centered it, and I made this Alpha Slab 1, and we'll go to 16. There we go. And I even played with the color of the text. Make this a dark green, and there you go. We'll put a box around this guy. Highlight those two, put a border around it. All right, so there we go. Now, I want you to notice what happens here. So we're going to compare this to this. So if I change, let's say, my mortgage payment, we're going to make this $2,000. Enter. Boom, magic just happened. So what it did was it took whatever this number is, obviously that changed the sum, divided it by this number, and it changed my front-end ratio. So obviously, with a $2,000 mortgage payment, my insurance monthly, okay, remember this is the monthly column, and then my property tax, that's my annual property tax, that is way over my front-end ratio. So the bank is not even going to come close to telling me that I can buy this house or to give me that money, with my gross income being that. Let's say my annual property tax is a lot lower, like say $5,000, so half of that. Well, that gives me a little bit closer, but my income's only $50,000. Let's bump that up to $85,000. Now I'm still pretty high, so something needs to change. Either I need more income, or I need to make a house payment, a mortgage payment that is much less money. So we're going to change this here, and we're going to, let's go with a $1,200 mortgage payment. Oh, that's better. So now I can go ahead and reasonably afford, of course, we don't know our debt-to-income ratio yet, but this is less than 28%, so I'm in good shape. Let me bring this spreadsheet back for a minute. This right here, can I afford a house? The answer is no in this case. So let me drop that down to $1,000 a month. It's 46. Let's bump this up to, we'll say, 85,000. Enter. And I can barely afford this house. Now you see this automatically changed. I'm going to offer that up as a little bit of bonus credit likely. I may or may not include it as part of the regular grade, so just stand by for that in another video or instructions. But that's where I get that if you were wondering. Okay, so let's make this look a little prettier here. I'm going to go ahead and make that disappear. We're going to go with a bold text here. I'm going to go ahead and change that to Calibri. We'll center this guy up. And then I'm going to go ahead and make this merge. There we go. We'll bump that up to maybe 13. That's a little bit too big. Maybe 12. There we go. We'll fill that in with a gray color, something not too heavy. You can do something prettier than that if you want. Oh, that looks nice. All right, and we're going to do this guy right here. Monthly expenses will drop in a nice pastel yellow. Again, I know I'm going fast, but you guys can go ahead and pause it. This guy will do like a pastel red. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can even bump these up if you want. One thing I am going to change right here, total monthly housing expenses. Enter. There we go. I'm going to change that up because that's actually what we're calculating, housing expenses. All right, so those are the basics of how we can change this up. And again, this right here gives us a monthly. So all I have to do is to put my annual property tax here, and then that changes obviously all this. All right, so that is part 2 of our front end ratio sheet, and that is it for this video. Thank you.